Hi everybody, this is HMG RISQUARD. This is a 3v3 on AOSTA Valley. We have a random in our centre. On the right is Marsh and I'll be down on the left playing as Ottomans, and I'll be facing TNC Killer. On the centre player for their team is also, he hasn't got his tags on, but as far as I'm aware he is a TNC member. And Killer's gone as France. I think they've all gone France, haven't they? I think I think everybody on the TNC team actually went France, to be fair. But basically what I'm going to be doing is positioning to take positions up in this area and on this area. And my build is, I have 3 light infantry, 8 line, 1 Bashi Bazook and 2 Semats. Is it 2 Semats? Sorry, I'll pause for a second there because I wasn't sure if I took another Bashi, but I don't think I did. Yeah, and then I have the second best general with 3 mounted Nizam and 1 Seal to guard. So yeah, we're all going to push up, start taking our positions. Marsh has sent units around to the right to cover that area of the field as well, so he can't come round on this side and get behind him. There's going to be a big cav rush for the town. And that's like Killer's cav and his centre players' cavalry as well. I do forget the names of the opponents sometimes, but it is on the precursor before the battle. So this is basically roughly the sort of positions I'm going to be taking. I will be spreading these line infantry units out. Looking at they were going to be putting a big attack in over here, I did send a couple of line infantry units and some cav around here to help support our Prussian and teammate in the centre. Always forget to do this, don't I? Useless I am. I should get some proper sounds. The main first engagement is going to happen over on Marsh's end. So they basically pushed right up into each other's faces, going to go at it. These chasseurs will need support from cavalry and that, because they will lose to the British light infantry. British light infantry is far superior to chasseurs. But they are going to have that support from the French, because there's 2 Chasseurs Cheval waiting to go in here. They're pushing up more light infantry and line. Our Prussian player in the centre is responding to that by sending over his cuirassiers. And he's going to attack these French cavalry. They will take some hits before they engage though from these units here. They won't rout straight away because they are cuirassiers and they do have they don't have bad morale. I really never understand why people use Fusilier line. It's an awful unit. It really is rubbish. Never use Fusilier line. I honestly think I'd rather take militia than Fusilier line, to be honest. It's a terrible unit. So we're going to get some charges on the chasseurs. get some more cav response coming to hit the chasseurs. Marsh is going to push back up his light infantry, but it will leave his light infantry open to a cav charge from the chasseurs de cheval. Going to get some flanking fire from these Fusilier line as well. Some light infantry coming up, hold skewers. Killer will be pushing out an attack with his light infantry because I only have 2 light infantry here. He rightly so has the higher amount of numbers, but I positioned these units here like that for a reason. I'm going to pull back my Nizam a little bit more. There is a slight curvature in the hill, so they won't take too many shots, too many hits in the back in the back line with the bullets that go through. Our Prussian player left his lights completely exposed, so they're going to get cav charged. I did send a couple of mounted Nizam round. I'm not going to engage them. I just wanted to get the shots at the cavalry really. So. I don't really want to lose my cavalry. Just use the shooter cavers for what it's for. Over on Marsh's end, they're still going at it, pretty healthy lever. France is pushing up the attack. Marsh is going to be forced to pull back because there's more units coming over here, and he's just going to keep getting shot in the flank, and he'll lose a lot of men like that. So he is kind of forced to fall back. I did send a mounted Nizam over here as well, just in case he needed it. But both teams are going to pull back at this stage.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
Probably lick their wounds and reform and assess their next moves. Prussia's going to start taking houses. France will start taking houses as well. I think this is where Killer decides to start pushing up his light infantry very soon. I'm going to be making an attack into this area to push these units out because I want to take this area. Because it'll either force him to pull back, because any attack, because I mean I've got 2 light infantry here. He can continue, he can push out against me and destroy my light infantry and then have a light infantry advantage and rage advantage over me. But I'm going to use the terrain to my advantage as well. They're going to take some pretty nasty hits. I'm not sure why he didn't continue. That attack.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
I mean, even if he did continue that attack, which is probably wasn't a bad move to pull back, to be honest, because it's going to leave his flank completely open, and I've got Semats, cavalry, and line infantry there, so probably done the right thing. But I'm going to take this area because it'll either force him to pull back, where he can't attack this area, or if he stays there, I'll be able to get shots down from the ridge straight onto the flank of his main body here. So there's going to be continued attack from France, being very aggressive. Marsh, as he doesn't have the cavalry to send back at his men, is going to be forced to pull back and hold a defensive line. Another 2 units of cavalry are going to be coming in as well. Right, so here goes my attack. what I'm going to do here, I'm going to send my bashes. I'll send my bashes in first to take the first shots. I'm going to send them into his chasseurs, and then I'm going to hit this Fusilier line, and then with my semats, which are following up, I'm going to send them into attack the old guard, which are here. And I'll push up with some supporting fire from my 2 line infantry and light infantry. So remembering as an attack, you need to, I mean, having that mixture, I mean, like, if you're going to attack, you have to have that mixture of the light infantry, the line infantry, and the cavalry as well. And I mean, like, these Ottomans have that extra added bonus of having the sword infantry as well.
Our men are running, sir.
Which is deadly when you get it engaged, so. Oh, they're having a good old fight in the centre here. But Prussia, looking at the situation and what's going on here with the mix with the cavalry, Prussia's going to come out worse at that. Plus this is all light infantry. I mean, like, I don't understand. He would have been better off with his line infantry out of the houses and his light infantry in the houses in this situation. Sending those units up to attack the rear of France over here. I'm not sure what he's doing with those units. But we were expecting Prussia to fold in the centre. Right, so he's pulled those units back. I've managed to take this little patch of trees, which is what I wanted. I'm not going to push out any further than that though. It's only this patch of trees that I wanted, so I'm going to hold in there. Still got my semat relatively intact. And then with the because he's turned units to face this area, I was probably hoping that I was going to push out and continue the attack, and these units would just destroy this area, these units up here, really quickly, which they would have done. But I'm not that silly that I'm going to continue an attack like that. But it gives me time to get my semats in, and my cavalry, and more semats, before he can actually turn to get some proper shots off at me. So I'm going to hit those chasseurs. They're going to, well, they're not chasseurs, 6th Regiment, but they are light infantry. Continue into his line. Going to send cavalry at me, but I'll kill that pretty quickly. Because we've got that backed up with my mounted Nizam as well, so they're going to get shots off.
Our men are running, sir.
I'm going to pull my semats out for a second until that cavalry's gone, and then I'm going to send it back in again. There they go. Cavalry's a bit of a hindrance, but I wasn't too worried about it. I'm going to hit those semats into the Swiss foot. I will pull these semats back out again. I just want to keep these guys here locked there, so I can get some good shots off at them and kill the units that are here. I'm able to get the flanking shots which I wanted. Get in nice and close and get some shots. Move my semats out of the way so that square is going to get...
Our men are running, sir.
I would have done. Took a bit too long in firing. I'm going to pull my semats out. 66 men, so I can still use them again. I'm just keeping these guys interested over here so they can't They have cover of the trees. He has cover of the trees, but it's just with these units firing at these units, not concentrate on the main part of the battle here. So I mean, he's taken some losses. I've taken some losses, but the centre is going to break. It's not looking too good round there. Marsh is holding his defensive line over here. He's going to re-strengthen his main body with the units that were over on the flank. I'm going to be forced to send some units over to the right in a little while, because there's quite a few French units which are going to be coming round this way quite soon. But again, I do not want to push up into this area, because I'm just going to get smashed into in the flank by these units that have the tree cover. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a break for a second and I'll come back in a bit. So I'll pick it back up here. As I said, it's quite obvious that Prussia was going to break in the centre. We were kind of expecting that anyway. So we've got quite a lot of French units that have opened up this part of the field. So that gives TNC quite a bit of an advantage in that area. Because me and Marsh are going to be forced to pull units away from our main bodies to hold our flanks and stop them, try and stop them from getting round behind us, and having these three French units to move wherever they like behind our lines, really. Going to speed this up a little bit. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 2 units away to come and face the units around here. I do have 2 cavalry units as well, but Killer sees this as a weakness for me. But I do still have a Semat unit, do still have a cavalry unit over here. I still have my light infantry. And I think he underestimated the amount of firepower and the strength that I still had on this part of my line. I think he thought he could overwhelm me in this situation. But my light infantry do have a little bit of cover in them trees, so they're going to soak up quite a lot of shots. To push out an attack against my unit in the trees, but they are got tree cover, so they're going to get a lot of shots blocked.
Sir, our general is under attack.
But there are quite a few units coming round behind me. I mean, personally, if I was controlling these French units in the centre here, I would have sent everything around to attack me in the rear and crush me, try and sandwich me. But Killer's going to take a lot of damage here. Killer probably would have taken a lot of damage anyway. I think it was a mistake sending his old guard into melee against me. They would have been much better off just shooting at me. He's probably hoping for a quick rout of my Nizam.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must break.
But I know what the main threat here is. I need to get rid of this old guard, so I'm going to turn this unit quickly while my cavalry was holding these guys up and my Semats are holding these guys up to shoot that old guard. But now I know that he can push up again. I've sent my cavalry into the rear of the old guard. I'm going to turn the rest of my line back to face the advancing units of France. My units over here, I'm going to using my Semats to attack the old guard over here. I'm going to manage to break the units that were pushing over in this area.
Our men are running, sir.
Brit lines, pretty sturdy. Good, you punch out a lot of firepower, so they're all right holding from where they are. These French units ain't looking too pleased, so we should be able to clear these up quite quickly. Killer's not in a good situation now. He's lost all his light infantry, and his I outnumber him. I outnumber him with line now as well. So if I was to push up in this situation, which I think he realises,
our men are running, sir.
I would end up crushing these units. Again, the cavalry, just get it in there, get it, cause a bit of havoc in his lines, make it form square so I can get some free shots. Seeing that Killer was basically going to be running these units round to these units to help out these units to bolster up the numbers of the line. I sent more units down here because I want to help get rid of these units, these French units, before Killer's French units get round there as well. I mean, these are old guards, so they're going to cause me quite a bit of quite an issue. Marsh is able to push down the hill from this area.
Our men are running, sir.
And he's won the battle against France over here. Just finishing off these units now. So he's able to send the remainders. I mean, that was quite a hefty fight that they had over here. Marsh's numbers managed to take the battle on the right in the end, but he took a lot of damage from his French opponent. So the battle's going to end up probably finishing around in these trees. So I'm going to speed it up for now.
Our men are running, sir. Our men are running, sir.
Yeah, so they're just going to get surrounded. It's going to be a bit of a slaughter in these trees.
Our men are running, sir.
Oh, it's just pretty much the old guard that we has left now.
glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
Right, so I'd like to say good game to TNC. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching. Please rate, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time, guys. Thanks for watching.